From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello, welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. And it's a timely time to bring up conspiracies about fucking reptilians, Ollie.
I like myself a reptilian, especially the ones, I mean, I've mentioned the TV series a few times, but did you see that woman in V? The latest V that failed? Oh my God.
Yeah.
She could get her scales all over me.
She was okay.
I feel like I don't know you right now.
No, because like there's something a bit like elfy and pixie-ish about her.
I've got a thing for elves.
Yeah, well, but I kind of just lump them in now with like weird progressives. Like if there's a fantasy race of people that are
not blue-haired elves, just elves.
I think that they're only
a good old-fashioned elf.
No, they're only a packet of hair dye away. Look, if anyone in Lord of the Rings, right? You know, whatever the Lord of the Rings realm was called, if any of those were protesting for LGBTQ plus AI plus rights,
it was the orcs.
It was the elves.
It was the orcs.
It wasn't the orcs.
It's definitely the orcs. They even look like them.
No, they look like elves. They're all fey and they're thin. Mung beans. Elves, I bet they love a mung bean.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
They live in trees, Ollie. Carbon footprint of fuck all elves.
I might have to rethink it, but I just can't get past them ears, you know.
I mean, I like the idea
I think it comes from Star Trek. I think it's Vulcans as well. You know, I got a thing for Vulcans.
They'd have been progressives as well, wouldn't they? Or might you know they had no emotions and progressive live?
Not at all.
They exist only on emotions. So yeah, no, that's completely. Mind you, saying that, didn't Vulcans train themselves to have no emotions because their emotions got too out of control?
I think that's what it was, yeah, if I remember rightly, yeah.
Jesus Christ, they were all fucking
that's
protesters,
something that we might. We've started a different show here.
Me. Who'd have thought that fucking Spock was the Greta Thunberg of his time?
Oh dear. He's still a sexy bastard. I don't care what anybody says.
He did. So there's been this post that's been put up. Right, people might remember. What's his surname? Matthew what? Ollie?
Brown.
Matthew
Quite
Brown.
easy to remember. Yeah.
He was the guy you might.
whistleblower.
Yeah, you might remember. We've already done a show on the guy. He did a 3-part series with Corbell and Knapp. He was the guy that said we lived in the Matrix. He was the guy that said like God was real and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to put my glasses on because I always stumble upon words. Generally because I can't see. So now when I stumble upon words, you'll know it's just because I'm retarded. So hey Elon Musk. Excuse me. Hey Elon Musk. Interested in a real asymmetric advantage to wield in this political adventure you've started. As you know, the White House has long possessed unique AI capabilities of accurately predicting a range of future events. Right, let's stop straight away there. That sounds like Project Looking Glass. Now,
yeah.
whenever we heard stories about Project Looking Glass and we'll say like the powers that be are using this, and the whole QAnon thing was like that the Clintons had control of it, and then the Patriots had control of Project Looking Glass, and we got all very esoteric about it, didn't we? Mm-hmm. About the and Project Looking Glass itself, doesn't it? It lends itself to like being some sort of mythical fucking object that you can see into the future with, or when the witch in The Wizard of Oz would look into like a cauldron type thing and see where what was going on, see what the Tin Man was up to.
Yeah.
That's very much, in my eyes, how Project Looking Glass came. Not for 1 minute did we think it might have just been a hyper-advanced AI that was so good at prediction and algorithms that it could literally see the future because it could predict all outcomes. All of a sudden, precognition feels fucking attainable, doesn't it?
It's like that mirror, mirror on the wall as well. That's another one.
That's a Mandela effect, mate. Don't derail us. Don't derail us now. We can't go down the Mandela. We can't go down the Mandela route, mate. You know what happens when we go down the Mandela route. We do a whole podcast talk about Mandela effects, and then people get angry with us because they don't remember them, but some other people do, and that means they're in the same timeline as us.
We know you are.
I will continue. Long possessed AI capabilities, capable of accurately predicting future events. Talk about this. Some stiff opposition. That must have been a bitter drought. That must have been a bitter drought indeed, though probably nowhere near as bad as learning that Sam Altman has betrayed you. So Sam Altman, he's the one. I get these guys mixed up. So Sam Altman is ChatGPT, is he? And Peter Thiel is Palantir. I know Elon Musk hates one of them, and I can't remember which one's which. Had betrayed you. Don't worry. We have not forgot who is responsible for murdering the first sentient artificial intelligence created in the public realm. Scheltenberg, which is Michael Scheltenberg. It says here, CBR chair of politics, censorship, freedom of speech. I recognize that guy, but I don't know why. He's an author. Justice is coming thanks to the FBI and Navy. So he's suggesting that. So I think Sam Altman must be the OpenAI guy,
right?
And he's saying that we created a sentient AI, and they killed it. I find it interesting that he's using the words murdered. So that means he is.
They killed Johnny Five.
But he's treating it like a life form.
Did you ever see Short Circuit?
I did, but he's treating this like a life form and not a machine. I think that's because I mean he's.
Well, they said murdered it.
Murdering is a strong word here. Not just turned off, not just anything like that. Murdered it. He was killing that shit. No, we can't play the Diddy. We can't play the Will Smith clip again, can we? No. Still, yeah, you've been played. You've played a marvelous catch-up game in this area, despite being caught unawares. HT, don't know what that means. So how about something else? Maybe at Energy, the US Department of Energy, and propulsion, getting to Mars will require some serious amount of both. Rockets feel so 1947 to me, don't they to you? So we need to break this down now. So then he said, how about something else? Maybe the Department of Energy and Propulsion, getting to Mars will require serious amounts of both. He spelt Sirius, Sirius.
Like the Sirius project.
Like Sirius.
Yeah, in 1947, Roswell crash.
Absolutely. See, it's a goodie, isn't it?
Oh, it's sexy. My nipples are on like fire right now.
I've got more for you from this guy in a second that nobody else has fucking found. I haven't found anybody else talking about this yet, so we need to clip it and put it on the internet. But remember when you were briefed by special executive staff of real Donald Trump on marsupial? I'm not sure how we're not.
Marsupial. Is that like a little small?
Yeah,
ape?
yeah, but they're not. I think this is marsupial is how it's supposed to be pronounced. So it must be some sort of project. Pretty nifty how NGAGEOINT, which is this is the official account for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Sorry, the reason I'm reading is because he's atted all the people, like he's put their Twitter accounts in, so that's how I'm finding out who these at accounts are. Is able to keep track of all those non-structured light energy craft flying around the world.
Non-structured light energy craft.
Yeah, go Cardinals. Now that's what I find that really weird. So the Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals, is an American football team, or no? It's a baseball team. So that makes that's. There's a reason that's there, and I don't.
Maybe that's
understand
where the
why.
fucking building is that that
maybe
Ross Coulthard was on about.
No, he said it was outside America, didn't he?
Yeah, that could have just been a fucking lie.
Yeah, so I don't. Do you know the only thing I thought that was? I'll have to go back and look for it. But do you remember the UFO that seemed to appear over the baseball stadium, and everyone said it was like a trick of lights and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that was a Cardinals game. So yeah, they're keeping track of the non-structured light energy crafts flying around the world. Go Cardinals! But they were lying to you when they said we don't know how they work. Anyway, next time you are visiting Washington D.C. YRS, which is Washington D.C. Young Republicans MACA Group, ask for a tour of the NSA Pax River PAO, which is welcome to the NSA's Paxerent Rivers Twitter's sponsored by the NSA Pax River Public Affairs. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
No,
I know Chupacabra follows them. Since you have all the clearances, it shouldn't be an issue. And he's put all the clearances there. in quotations, clearly.
And he's put his fingers on it.
Yeah, clearly like mocking what he said to Joe Rogan. Remember when he said to Joe Rogan, like, I'd know about it because I've got all the clearances.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an issue for you to get a tour of the special project hangars owned by Amentium, the global leader in advanced engineering for innovative technology solutions.
Amentium.
Yep, that's it. And other fun spaces. Make sure to look up. Okay, like there's definitely things in this tweet that are literally
coded.
just for Elon Musk to understand. So about now you realize how terribly divisive and manipulated you've been, and by the people who claim to love Jesus. Apparently, Jesus has a Twitter account. Jesus is put down as being a carpenter, a healer, and a god. He is following nobody, and he has 851,000 followers, which I think is low for Jesus.
Should we follow Jesus?
We follow Jesus.
Yes!
Above all else, if you are serious about saving humanity from itself and the others, that I find interesting. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp can help you get up to speed. They are true warriors for good. Then it says, MMTU, ABORYOMON.
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't know. Then he's shared four photographs. One's text, which reads, specific examples known to the author include denying the existence of multiple compartmented access programs, CAPS, owned by the Military Intelligence Agency, which directly relate to the UAP mission. I think this was denying the existence of joint of the DOA and Interdepartment Special Access Program, SAPS, directly related to the UAP mission and the study of TUO, and finally the denial of the existence of Immaculate Constellation by the DoD representatives to appropriate congressional members and their staff. So that's clearly him pointing out that there's been an official document denying the existence of Immaculate Constellation, which was the document that he leaked.
Yeah.
He showed a picture of Donald Trump with his fist in the air saying, promises made, promises kept. He then, and I will bring this up for you, shared a fucking wild photograph.
I've seen this, but I won't mind seeing it again. I saw it today, that little circle.
It's a fucking Stargate, isn't it? If we're all honest.
It does look like a Stargate.
I've no idea what any of that means. I do not have a fucking Scooby snack what this is about.
That top bit almost looks like it's about to spell gate, but it's got
I've no idea. Like I've no idea, apart from the fact that if you look down the bottom, that where he spelled there, that ABORYMON is down the bottom of that letter.
Oh yeah, it is
down there. So I take it that must be some sort of code. So there's a 6 there. B. I've no idea.
What if he's given Elon Musk the gift of faster than light travel, and it's right there in that paper?
Maybe. I mean,
I was just making bullshit up there, Lee, but I'll go with it. Yeah.
Why the fuck not? It could be anything. But I tell you what, it really fucking does make me think, why does that look so much like a fucking Stargate? And then he shares a picture of an upside down American flag, which is pretty much, I think, self-explanatory, isn't it? You know, it's you don't have You drive an upside down flag is the symbol for a country in distress.
Yes.
Yeah. So, this is the interesting thing that I don't think many people are jumping on board with, or at least I haven't seen people jump on board with. So Matthew's Twitter is son of Abramelin. Abramelin, I can't pronounce it. Now I've seen people like finding the book, which was there's a book called Sacred Magic of Abramelin.
Abramelin.
I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you're listening to two retards. What are you gonna do? So I've seen people sharing this book. I haven't seen anybody actually bother to go and research the book and try and find out what the fucking book was about. Apart from this dickhead, the Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage. That's the name of the book. Is a famous grimoire or book of magic rooted in the Jewish esotericism and Kabbalistic traditions. It is attributed to the Abraham of Worms, a proposed 14th to 15th century Jewish figure who claimed to have learned the power of magical systems from an Egyptian mage named Abramelin or Abramelin. So I am saying it right. During his travels, the text, while claiming origins in the 15th century, has surviving manuscripts in German, French, and other languages from the 17th to the 18th century. Most well-known English translations by S.L. McGregor, published in 1897. The core concept, and we'll kind of stop here. We'll just do the concept. There is more stuff, but the core concept focuses on the sacred magic is a religious ritual process, often called the Abramelin operation, designed to achieve a knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel, a divine being or higher aspect of self that provides a spiritual guidance and wisdom. This is considered a cornerstone of Western esoteric tradition, influencing figures like Aleister Crowley and the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Thank you very much, people. Why isn't everybody talking about that?
Wow. We've the amount of times that we spoke about Aleister Crowley and fucking the UFO phenomena.
Yeah,
I've lost count.
It's pretty fucking out there, guys. It's pretty fucking out there. So like,
not
this is
to mention that Crowley was who's what's his name? The fucking NASA guy. The NASA guy that was highly influenced by
Werner von Braun.
No, the other one. The name's gone fucking out.
Oh, Jack Parsons. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
But I think the thing to realize here is that when you're given his name, the fact he is what he's chosen as his X account handle.
Mm-hmm.
The strange writing now makes more sense when we're looking at like Kabbalistic and occult workings.
Yes.
This guy's talking aliens and meaning mysticism.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm not 100%. Boy, that's you, but he is definitely talking he's definitely talking about the fucking woo here.
Yeah. So the question is then, as always is like, what do we do with this? Like,
what's his game here?
Why is this coming out now?
Is he? I mean, because I suppose he's not going to have a direct contact for Elon Musk. There's ways to get to Elon Musk. I mean,
no, but he's in the circle now. He's enough in the circle that.
Oh like, yeah, I mean, he's in with Corbell and Knapp. Knapp are good friends with Joe Rogan.
But what
Joe
I mean
Rogan's friends with Elon.
He's enough in the circle of the modern era. I don't know what to call this movement that's going on, but I think he's in there enough now that if he puts a tweet out tagging all these people in, he knows Elon's reading that at some point. At some point, regardless of what, even if Elon doesn't see it himself, there's enough moving parts there that means like Corbell gives it to Rogan and Rogan speaks to Elon about it, or there's enough things where it will filter its way up to Musk. But I can't get away from like, why now? We keep going back to this question of like, why is all this stuff coming out now? I've got a theory, and we're gonna have to go on a tiny, not huge, but like,
well, are we off a little ride?
Tiny ride. So again, I was doing some digging around on 4chan, and I was looking into claims from Reddit. It was either Reddit or 4chan, I can't remember, about crop circles. And there was enough people that post in there that was like really into crop circles. There was an X account that was linked to it, which was Birdzone24, that suggested that the crop circle phenomena has been slowly declining since like its height in, I don't know, we're probably talking like the 50s, aren't we? 50s, 60s, 70s. Yep. And they've suggested that on the rate of decline it's coming into, that the crop circles would stop around 2027, which is a pretty fucking provocative date now, isn't it?
Mm.
So what if it's what if those crop circles are a countdown to something?
Essentially the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it would. Yeah, it makes sense.
We just haven't fucking got on board with them.
Going back, I mean, I know I bring this up a lot, but if that's the case, and I think there was a lot of hidden meanings in, and a lot of like riddles in the Georgia Guidestones that got destroyed as well. So maybe that had some of the information on it as well.
Maybe. I mean, I don't. We knew what the Georgia Guidestones said, though.
We knew what they said, but they were perfectly aligned with like stars and shit, and it said what the population should have been. I can't reel off all the things that it said.
500 million.
What was it?
Should be reduced to 500 million worldwide.
Maybe.
But what if
this Stargate thing's fucking wildly?
Well, did you see Richard Dolan was on Danny Jones's podcast today?
No.
So, luckily for you, then, I can share some bits of it.
Give it to me.
It's the best place to hide. It really is.
The oceans are... Yeah, there's a really great guy named Dr. Kevin Newth out there. He teaches...
I've heard of that name.
Yeah. Kevin's a really good man. He teaches at Albany and in New York State.
I think he's on our list, Steve.
He's coming on the podcast.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's good.
Shout out to Kevin.
Well, yeah, he made a really good insight on this, and he just said, look at the ocean. So a lot of things about it. First of all, it's non-compressible. In other words, the pressure is constant. So that could be helpful. It's certainly protective. Like if you are from a place where maybe our solar radiation is not necessarily the right thing for you. You come from somewhere else. The ocean is a protective place for that. Its temperature variations are far less in the ocean than they would be above the ocean. And a lot of other things. He said, there's a lot of good reasons if you are from somewhere else. What if you are from a water society?
Sure.
Well, the oceans might feel like home. So there are good reasons. And then, of course, there's
also,
the human.
our skies are just littered with airplanes. So there's that.
Yeah, and if you are interested in these human creatures, well, you know that they live on the land, so they might hang out in the ocean, stay out of the way. So there's good reasons that the oceans would be, providing you have the technology to do it. But if you've got that, then sure, why not? You asked for hotspots, so I'll answer that. One is Puerto Rico, and particularly, I think all around Puerto Rico.
Really?
But especially the east, west, and northern coasts. The southern coast, yeah, but I think I just haven't found as many. But along the, you get like Northwest Aguadilla, or you go out to the east. The U.S. Navy's got a big presence at a place called Roosevelt Roads there, facing Vieques Island. There's a lot of activity there. But north of the island, you've got the Great Puerto Rico Trench, which goes almost 30,000 feet down. It's super deep, and we can't get down there. But there are...
I'm sorry, how deep did you say it was?
About 28, 29,000 feet, I think maybe close to 30,000 feet. So you're talking...
Can you find a map
almost
of that,
6 miles down. It's not quite as deep as the Mariana Trench in the Pacific, but it's close. And it's quite large, several hundred miles. So you have... there are a number of pretty good cases from that area. He's pulling something up.
And who is reporting these cases in Aguadilla? Or around northern Puerto Rico?
Aguadilla, yeah, that's not exactly at the trench, but it's not that far from it, I guess.
Right. Or around this area, roughly.
The cases go... good Puerto Rico trench cases go back to the early 60s that I found, maybe even in the 50s. But they really start to collect in the 60s, early 1960s. There's some good Aguadilla cases from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Like they've got throughout. There's quite a few interesting ones. That's a picture.
Click on that the Puerto Rico Trench. Go to that one to the left of there, top left. Yeah, right there.
So we're still...
I figured it out. Danny Jones is an actual alien, and that is an alien spaceship that he's got and he's abducted. Richard Dolan.
Very possibly. But we're going back down this road again of ultra-terrestrials. We talked about this with Hibbler, didn't we? With the idea of these things yesterday. We seem to be pushing, and now... This is why I think this links in with that guy as well, with his being more of like an esoteric thing that's behind it. I think we're leaving space aliens behind.
Well, going back to, and it links in with this with Richard Dolan, going back to Aleister Crowley. Do you remember Aleister Crowley? He bought a house on Loch Ness.
Yes, castle.
A castle, yeah. He bought a castle on Loch Ness, and there are fucking... I don't care what he said. There's something about that lake and that monster. Like if you speak to the locals around there, and I've seen like documentaries where people speak with them. But my mate lives in Scotland, And
Ollie,
I asked him about
Ollie,
this.
Ollie, we could go Loch Ness.
Let's do it. We'll go to Loch Ness. But I asked him about the locals there. The locals do believe in it. They believe in it. But I think a lot of them believe in it more of a magical way than a fucking dinosaur. So my point there is Aleister Crowley, he drew a picture of a fucking alien that he had a little chat with and all that. He had a castle on Loch Ness looking over something that is a mythical area, and Dolan's talking about these things coming from undersea. He doesn't even say aliens there. Doesn't even mention aliens.
Nope.
In that, they've all stopped mentioning aliens.
Oh, sorry, no. But it wasn't a castle. I mean, it's kind of a castle. Depends how what you.
Big house.
I think we can.
Can we rent it?
I think we can go there.
Can we stay in Crowley's house?
Let me. Do you know what? I have such a fucking horrible thing that I don't know why. Don't know why it's happening. But you can. Whenever I open upcoming events, we can book a tour. We can go on a tour.
We can definitely have to do that.
Oh, it's cheap as fuck. It's only £12.50 for an adult.
What, to stay in Crowley's house?
No, just to book a tour to go and look at it.
Well, I think we should book a tour, but then we could speak to the people and say, look, do you know who we are? Can we stay there?
I think we can probably get in touch with them and right. So we're planning here. There is contact details.
Yeah. We'll do a podcast from Crowley's house. There we go.
That'd be fucking wild. I think that's a summer excursion. You know, how do you feel about driving from your house to Scotland?
That's nothing compared to some of my driving, so it's fine.
Awesome. Right. Okay. What are you doing Wednesday? Yeah, it's this, like I say, this push away from space aliens, and it's so we're left with two things now, aren't we? Realistically, the two prevailing narratives that are being pushed forward: Tucker Carlson, demons, fucking biblical.
Mm-hmm.
Then what I think the UFO community is kind of starting to go into, especially people like Richard Dolan who've been doing this for fucking, a long old time,
like forever.
Ultra-terrestrials.
The thing is, what difference does any of this make?
Well,
do you know what I mean? What are we going to get a fucking? Are they ever going to turn around and go, well, you know what? You were right. It's fucking demons.
Well, I think something's going to come out soon because I'm not going to play all of this. I'm going to play the very beginning of it, so you get the gist. But we for those
also just quickly before you start that, Lee. No. Just bring yourself into view again. Just quickly. What? Not where the lights are with the picture on the wall. What the hell is that thing with blue hair?
What?
To your side. There, that thing, that white thing. It's white and it looks like it looks like it's got its mouth open. It's freaking me out.
What are you fucking on about, you weirdo?
Oh, well, it's clearly not. I thought it was like a kid's toy with its mouth open, but it's not. It must. I don't know what it is. I think it's.
Are you talking about that thing there?
Yes. Yeah, that thing.
Well, I haven't tied it up properly, and that's like my work clothes.
All right, it looks really freaky. Carry on.
Thanks for pointing out the fact that my fucking overalls are in the back and there's a fucking Bowser down there. I haven't cleaned it well at all.
I noticed the Bowser yesterday as well.
Bowser wasn't there yesterday.
He looks like he's been molested. The Bowser. Okay, carry on.
He's not a king in this house, Ollie. He's a bitch. So yeah, right, Professor Simon. We brought him up on this podcast before. I keep meaning to reach out to them and get them as a guest on. To be honest, been covering UFO stuff for fucking ages. It's 171,000 subscribers on YouTube. Really popular channel. We definitely brought him up when we spoke to Vetted about the anomaly that was spotted in the sky. That was supposedly, again, probably going to land around 2027. But he's got some news. And this news is pretty, it's all very much he said, she said. But it's pretty wild.
Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to confirmation that we're not alone in the universe. But we're looking in the wrong place. I woke up this morning with this really interesting message. It's basically saying that we're listening for the unheard. We've been listening to space for decades. SETI, Arecibo, the Allen Telescope Array, and more recently, even amateurs with powerful receivers. We search for patterns, repetition, anything that breaks the background noise of the universe. That's true. But maybe we've been listening in the wrong way. We have. Maybe their version, of communication doesn't fit our human assumptions. Maybe it's not even radio. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Maybe it's neutrino pulses, quite possible, or quantum entanglement. It is. And maybe it's not meant to travel through space-time at all. It isn't. What if intelligent life evolved to stay silent to survive? A good point. What if noise means danger in their biosphere and silence is a shield? If survival requires you to be quiet...
That's an unfortunate advert.
Would your species ever dare to shout into the void? Very, very interesting points. And it's about time that I talk to you about what's really going on. I've kind of been sworn to secrecy about this. There's a European group in the European continent who don't want to be public yet, but they have fitted a new type of receiver which breaks all the normal boundaries. They fitted a type of transmitter and receiver to their radio telescopes which actually lets them communicate with extraterrestrial intelligence. They don't want to go public about it yet. The technology is out there. I've already mentioned the inventor's name, Gunter Nimitz. He demonstrated this quantum tunneling technology to a group of SETI people in Europe who said that they would give it a try to see if ET were actually using quantum tunneling technology rather than traditional electromagnetic radio frequencies that most of SETI are looking for, although SETI are also looking for very interesting laser light signals and biosignatures as well. But I think the quantum tunneling idea of communication fixes so many problems. We as humans are still in our infancy. We still use the electromagnetic spectrum, radio waves. Remember back in the Apollo era, it took seconds to actually communicate with the people who actually did walk on the moon. The classic story was they wanted a shot of the ascent module of the lunar lander taking off as it blasted off from the moon and went back up to the command module in orbit around the moon. And they, of course, had the lunar rover with a camera which could be remotely controlled back from Earth, from Houston, say. But what they needed to do is to follow the little ascent module as it took off. And to do that, they had to send the command to start tilting about 3 seconds in advance before they knew the lunar ascent module.
I'm calling bullshit on all this, by the way. I really am.
I'm going to say, let's bring Bart Sabrell back on.
I'm gonna start stopping there anyway. Because what I really wanted to point out there was, I think we're getting towards a time where he's talking about this agency that's in Europe that doesn't want to come public yet. I think we're going to get an independent scientific group come out and say we've picked something up. We are in contact. Might not be two-way contact.
Like a company we've never heard of.
A company we've never heard of. People we've never heard of are going to come forward and say, "We've found it."
It's here. It's been
be a
here
signal.
for fucking.
Some we can't do. Oh no, I don't think they'll go down that road first. But I think we can hear stuff.
Do you think they're going to say that we've heard a message and this is what the message said? Do you think it's going to go that far, or it's just going to be
noise? It'll be noise first. It'll be like the wow signal,
yeah,
a repeating signal.
As long as it doesn't sound like the one in Independence Day.
And I can't work out, because I think something's going to happen. I really do. I can't work out whether we've got something real, like nuts and bolts, that's incoming. Something that, because this is the thing. I used to be a little bit worried about like cataclysm type things.
Mm-hmm.
And resets and the Tartaria and the mud flood and stuff like that. Again, it was stuff we discussed with Hibbler on the last episode. I'm not sure I believe that now. Not in the way it's been told to us, as in like these resets that come and go. I think there very well might have been an advanced civilization at some point that came and went. I wonder if it was more of a coup type situation where like history was kind of, somebody got a handle on history,
mm-hmm,
like, and destroyed a load of stuff, like for control purposes. Yeah, because
they played around with fucking black magic like Crowley.
Maybe, yeah, absolutely. It might be something like that. But yeah, the fact that we talk so much about like pole shifts and stuff like that make me feel it's highly unlikely that that's actually what's going to happen. I think if that was the play, it's like Tim Pool's overlords, whoever they might be, whether it's Israel, whether it's the Russians, whether it's China, where his money comes from. I don't believe he'd be paid to do shows about pole shifts all of a sudden if that was what we had to be worried about. There was a great like clip from Redacted. I've got it up at the top. I might play some of it. I'm not sure. Where he had, what's his name on? What's the guy's name? Michael Stella, talking about the fake alien invasion, like a blue beam thing.
What does that achieve, though? A fake. I keep thinking about this fake. I was thinking about it when I knew we were going to do a show about aliens tonight. What does Project Blue Beam achieve? Control?
Should we listen to them for a bit?
Yeah.
I've got it queued up to like the decent bit. We don't have to listen to the beginning.
Show, Michael. Great to see you. Welcome back.
Thanks, Clayton. Glad to be back.
So I found your tweet and your subsequent conversation about this to be very interesting, and I think the timing of all of this.
Just for those people listening, the tweet he posted up was, "Why is Congress passing bills to reinstate the military draft in the U.S. in both the Ukraine and Russia and China and Taiwan conflicts? It's unlikely that conscriptions will be needed given the hot wars were there involved. The U.S. military would be respectively fought by the U.S. Air Force and Navy using high-tech weaponry rather than mass infantry formations. The draft makes more sense if the deep state are preparing for a war scenario that involves the need for massive infantry formations to defend the U.S. homeland. What possible war scenario would require millions of conscripts being trained to fight on U.S. soil? For over 3 decades, there have been many warnings about false flag alien invasions being staged. The deep state can use legacy media and general public fears over the recently conveyed UAP threat to manufacture an alien invasion scenario. Conscriptions would be an effective way to silence dissenters and rally public support behind the troops fighting a largely contrived and mysterious alien entity. The military draft coming, House pressure measures to automatically register men for selective service. Let's listen more to them.
Is very interesting. So anybody who's watching right now who has sort of a skeptic's eye about this, I want you to be aware of false flags. Over the past week and a half, there have been a number of mainstream media publications, and they're all basically saying or asking the same question. And it's very weird the timing that all of them are publishing almost simultaneously, asking the questions about, are aliens currently living amongst us? Is a massive alien invasion about to happen? Are they living and working among us? Are they going to It's really weird. I mean, all sorts of mainstream media publications asking the same question. Is this all sort of part of this military conscript movement inside the United States government?
Give me 7 minutes a day in the chair and I'll help you lose that beer belly. We start personalized plan.
Definitely, yes. I think that there has been a concerted shaping operation, if you like, in terms of an information warfare where the general public has been prepared and conditioned for the idea of hostile UFOs and invading aliens. And I think that is very deliberate, that you can go back several decades to the 1990s when the first researchers began to report about the planning for a false flag alien invasion, that was something that was in the planning books for some future time. And I think now we are at that point where such a false flag alien event would be where you would need so many or hundreds of thousands or even millions of conscripted Americans fighting against some foe that has been wholly contrived by the deep state to direct American attention in a direction that they want it to go.
So focused on a fake alien invasion to get us all to rally around a common cause, get hundreds of thousands of conscripts. How would they pull this off? And how would they get us to believe that, yes, we are under, I mean, we're seeing the seeds being planted in the mainstream media, definitely news articles. You know, you're hearing, it seems like you're hearing members of the government talking more about this as a likely scenario. So they're sort of planting the seeds of this. But would Americans, I mean, would we fall for it? I mean, and what sort of evidence would we have that this is actually happening? What are they going to try to present to us to make us believe that this is actually imminent?
Well, I think that's the key question. How would Americans support this? And I think this is why they've amended the selective service system to make the mandatory military service for 18 to 26-year-olds something that becomes automatic, that anyone in that age group, it's at the moment, the legislation or the bill that was just passed last Friday and included in the National Defense Authorization Act for 2025 is for males. And I think that the reason that they have passed that is that the plan is that when they move forward with this false flag event, because people's children in that age group 18 to 26 are recruited into, or are actually forced to enlist, that they would go out there and fight, I think people would lose their skepticism because all of a sudden their sons are out there fighting against some foe, and who that foe is would be critical. And I don't believe it would be genuine aliens. I think what we would have is a contrived alien threat.
And what's the purpose of it? In order to just increase our military size? In order to fight Russia? Like they would use this as a bit of a head fake to bring in more conscripts so that we'd have a larger military. I mean, obviously our military numbers, our overall recruitment numbers are in the toilet. They've been declining steadily for years.
So I'm going to stop that there. He goes on to talk about there's a big bit about military conscription.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stellas talks about the idea that the way that the reason they would need like on the ground infantry, and this is where it goes fucking off the reservation, but it's stuff we've heard. It's things we've heard before from like Alex Jones and stuff like that, as far as like biological engineering and stuff goes.
Yeah,
that in the deep underground military bases, they're actually creating like life forms. They're creating these things. That's AI, Ollie.
No, that's someone's added AI. This was added 4 hours ago, Lee. So bringing up
that's AI.
I don't think that's AI.
It's AI because they're repeating.
No, I don't know. Because if it's AI, it's fucking scary. But someone's just put that out 4 hours ago. Freight trains of fucking loads of fucking...
Well, the interesting thing that I would say, like on the UK, because that's clearly supposed to be the UK, isn't it?
No, that's not. That was Washington, D.C. It had the monument in the background.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's AI, mate.
I don't know. It's like the cars in the background, and I don't know.
Look at the shadows. Look how perfect the shadows are.
It could be AI. It might not be. See if there's any more reports. That's literally just landed.
This is the thing that I saw in
for the podcast listeners. There, it was a freight train with loads of fucking
tanks and shit.
Tanks on there.
Yeah. I saw a video today of the shadows were the wrong way, the way the light was coming through it. I saw a video today of a paraglider that landed in the water. I didn't know it was AI until like a big monster came up and munched him. Wild.
Maybe it wasn't AI.
Maybe it wasn't AI. Maybe it was Nessie. But yeah, but Stellas anyway was talking about the idea that the deep state in these deep underground military bases have been growing like genetically engineered creatures that they can just set out, so that Project Bluebeam won't be fucking holograms and stuff like that. It'll be a kinetic war with actual fucking creatures.
Can you imagine if, I mean, on the other end of it, if there, do you remember when we saw the news article of Demon Face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine if that's going to actually come to life, and there's going to be weird things walking among us, but the fact that we've got so much, like you there to say, well, I think that's AI, and it may well be, but can you imagine if they go, you see these, like, I don't know, fucking kids being taken from the street by fucking big shadow fucking demon things, and people are filming it saying, no, this really happened, and then they're going, now what you did see there was just AI. Like, how are you gonna know the fucking difference?
Yeah, like 100%. I mean, this is quite interesting, because this is the kind of thing that shows that we've been messing around with this stuff before. Have you seen this thing before?
Yes.
So that's the Montauk Monster, yeah?
Yeah.
So a quick look on Wikipedia here was the Montauk Monster was an animal carcass that was washed ashore on a beach near the business district of Montauk, New York, in July 2008. The identity of the creature and the veracity of the stories surrounding it have been subject to controversy and speculation. The corpse was eventually decided by experts to be a water-degraded raccoon. Like, That's got the head of a fucking griffin, lad.
It has got the head of a griffin.
I think this...
It's a fat griffin, though.
It's a fat griffin, but it'd be good for roasting. But this is the thing with this, if you search animal hybrids washed up on beaches, you get a load of clearly fake shit, and then you get some pretty fucking wild stuff that's been washed up here, there, and everywhere. You know, it's not like that we haven't heard of hybrid programs. Do you know what I mean? And it makes sense, right? Even if you take Bluebeam out of it, yeah. If you've got science has always done diabolical things, like just look like the steps forward that were made in science. Like when you go to the hospital now, they'll scan your heart. Maybe you've got something wrong with your heart, you need a stent put in it, that type of thing. Like it's all wonderful and wonderful magic now, where you go and you get treated by people that care about you, and they want to make you feel better, and then you leave the building feeling much better. That's not how it fucking worked. At some point, to work out your heart was beating, somebody had to fucking go in and have a look at it while it was still going. And I'm not convinced that person that would have been on that table at that point would have consented to that sort of thing. Look at the amount of grave robbers you used to get years ago, you know, for like digging cadavers up, like just after they've been buried, because these people wanted ultimately for altruistic purposes, don't get me wrong. They were the freshest bodies they could possibly get.
Well, yeah, you don't want them smelly.
You don't want them smelly. But the thing is, I don't.
They want the freshest. What like?
What I'm trying to point out is the fact that trying to work out how the kidney worked and what we could do in case somebody's kidneys were rough to help them survive or help them have a better life, that type of thing, which I personally, as far as kidneys go, horrendously grateful for. Is that in its pursuit of expanse, science doesn't have a lot of morals. And if you and the more you can compartmentalize things and have black projects and can hide things away, maybe 40 or 50 stories underground in a laboratory, I think the further you get away from topsoil is the more those morals would disappear. And it just makes sense.
Do you think they've created a real monster?
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Even if it's not necessarily a monster, if you turn around and you say, right, people are really smart. Right, people are really smart. We can do some clever stuff, but fucking gorillas are strong. How can we fucking make a gorilla man?
Fucking, they made Greta Thunberg, didn't they?
I mean, very possibly. It's like hobbits. Hobbits are irritating. Let's make a hobbit. Yeah, We've obviously had super soldier programs. That's what I'm trying to say. There is obviously super soldier programs, and the weird thing is, the super soldiers should have come before the androids. Do you know what I mean? So we've probably, I think we have sent genetically engineered humans into battle before now.
Well, they did. I don't. Have you seen them? I can't remember the name of the fucking film.
Was it the documentary Captain America?
No. There was. It's a mission to Mars, or is it? It might be even fucking Jupiter or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, they make a human. They don't just want to train a human to go into space. They need to genetically change them, and they change them into a fucking alien. It's pretty good, actually. It was on Prime. Can't remember the fucking name of it. But I can see them doing shit like that. I can see them doing experiments like that to make the fucking perfect, not human, the perfect specimen,
Soldier.
perfect soldier. Yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't you do it?
I'll take some girls. Give me some girls.
You have limitless resources. If you're like a private military contractor, yeah, you have at a certain level limitless resources, very little oversight, and you get the right people with a God complex. And that's the people that are going to gravitate towards that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The people that are going to gravitate towards that and going to excel in that situation are going to be the type of people that turn around and say, what happens if we stick a kid in with the razor hamster?
Well, this might be... I know we spoke a bit about Elon last night and what he's up to, but I did say that maybe he'll get robots on Mars first, but maybe for man to survive on Mars, there's going to need to be some fucking genetic alterations along the way.
I mean, it's just the gravity, the difference in gravity would throw some. I mean, I don't think we're going to Mars, to be perfectly honest. I don't.
But you're going to have much stronger bones.
I've no idea. No idea.
Lighter bones? I don't know.
It's heavier atmosphere, isn't it? Gravity. Oh no.
It's lighter. It's lighter. No,
is it?
Yeah. You will if you jumped on Mars.
Well, there's less atmosphere, but I really don't know, mate. I don't know. It's
you jump a little bit further.
Yeah, it's a weird place we're in. Like I say, Musk talks about Mars. I don't think he's going there. I don't think that's where whatever his ultimate plan is. I don't think it involves rockets and Mars.
No.
In fact, like I don't know where I sit on any of this stuff anymore. I just know that as I said yesterday, we need to not blindly trust people.
Agreed, but it's fucking exciting, and I can't wait for. If it ever
jobs from robots.
No, I mean just don't grip too tight, or grip too tight. I don't know which one's. I'm confused. I don't ever see this happen. It's not going to fucking happen. I do see the whistleblower going on Joe Rogan. I hope he adds him to his collection, because that's what I think. I think he's a collector of these type of things. Yeah. But can you imagine Corbell, George Knapp, Elon Musk in the same fucking room? It's never going to happen. Never going to happen, but it'd be fucking wild.
Maybe. I don't think it'd be a good show.
It would be a fucking good show.
No, because I don't think anyone would get anywhere with anything.
No, I don't think. No, I didn't say they get anywhere. I just think it'd be entertaining.
No, I don't. That's for me. I think it would be. I don't know. I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I'm sure they've all met each other.
What do you think? Corbell's met Elon Musk.
Yeah, probably the same intelligence meetings. There's no right. There's no way. There is no way on this fucking realm that we
told you he's a flat earther.
The realm doesn't have to be flat earth.
Oh, it does in your book.
Magic. There's no way on this realm that Corbell is independently putting the stuff out he's putting out.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, so
he puts it out when he's given it.
Yeah, but I don't think he's I think he's I think he's more read in than I thought he might have done since this like Immaculate Constellation guy, because for all intents and purposes, that guy really should have been ignored because his story's wild. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you talk about someone that's trying to get like a credible thing across. I mean, that's just it's great. I fucking love it, but it's out there. Like that would be the one where if
Maybe
you
that's
were
because that's what it is. It's out there.
Oh yeah, no. I look. I think it's close to the truth. I think the demon hypothesis is far more likely now than aliens. And the more it look, we have had hundreds of thousands of years, maybe not hundreds of thousands, but certainly hundreds and thousands of years of like documented history where people talk about gods, where people talk about spirit realms, where people talk about like malevolent entities that are interacting with them. Like, we had space aliens when H.G. Wells wrote War of the Worlds.
We did that, and look how that panned out.
But what I mean is, it's a modern. In the grand scheme of things,
it's brand new. It's still
aliens are modern, and it was Tucker Carlson really hammered that home to me when he said, "I go with religion because that's what human history has kind of dictated to us." Whereas this anti-religious, I don't quite like. I'll say atheistic. Movement that we have is such a modern phenomena.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that.
I don't think that'll age well.
Atheism.
No.
No, I don't think it's going to age well either. I think the atheism and scientism types thing, where I'm not saying science is a bad thing. Realistically, science should only ever be experimenting and reasoning. But the dogma that can seep into some people, where it's like we can't. Well, if we just because you can't fucking weigh it and you can't fucking film it, doesn't mean it's not there. Do you know what I mean? Where just because we can quantify huge portions of reality doesn't mean that there is stuff outside of the like narrow tools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we can't measure it doesn't mean it's not there.
That's what I say to my wife.
But yeah, it's again fucking wild stuff. But we're definitely going to go to Loch Ness, and we're definitely going to go have a look around Crowley's old house. I think we should do that this summer. We could do that. We could do that.
Go for a little bit of a paddle.
Oh, I'll probably keep my feet out of the water, just in case. I'll probably keep my feet out just in case.
What about a little boat trip?
Nope.
Just a little rowing boat. Me and you.
No. Why tempt it, Ollie? Why tempt it?
I mean, we could stream live, so if anything happens, then
yeah, but we stream live until we're not.
It would be quite scary, that wouldn't it? Like,
I think we are far. Like, if we can go and find that guy that's camped out on the fucking loch for X amount of years in his little camper van, and he's been researching Nessie, and we can say, "Do you want to do a podcast, Derek?" I don't know if his name's Derek.
Even if we're offered separate rooms, if we can snag Crowley's
Even
house.
if we're offered separate rooms, I feel I might request it after that. After whatever you're going to say now.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to sleep on my own in Crowley's house.
You can't stay in there.
That's okay then.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious if they only let one person sleep in there at a time. I would chronicle your downfall. Don't worry. It'd be far funnier if you did it.
I'd fucking come out of change, man, I think.
I mean, you hope.
Oh dear.
Anyway, if you got this far into the podcast, guys, I forgot to advertise the stuff at the beginning of the podcast. Please go and sign up to the Patreon. It means loads to us. You get all the podcasts we do ad-free. You get early access to video. There's a monthly live stream that we do with just patrons, which will be the last Friday of this month. It's like we value each and every one of you. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for helping this thing like work for us, because it's, you know, you guys are paying for what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? You guys make it so we don't have to pay for what we do.
And you know, if you're listening to a show now and you think, I liked that, share it with somebody else. Share it out there.
If you didn't like it, share it with your mates. Go, this guy's fucking prick. Great. Show me all the people. It's like, make me a prick to people, but just make me famous in the fucking
and get us to 2,000 5-star reviews.
Yes. Thank you to the 30 people last month that gave 5-star reviews. So we are clearly on our way there. I think we must be looking at ticking over into the next 100 really fast. So please get on, give us the 5-star reviews. Leave comments as well. Spotify loves comments. If you're listening to this podcast and you think, I've got something to say it. I don't mind what it is. Please say it. Unless it's like really unconstructive criticism, then I'll delete your comment. But that's just the rules. We will be back tomorrow with more hijinks for you. We love you guys. We'll see you later.
Also, just quickly, because you interrupted me halfway, I tried to make a point about hobbits.
Make your point.
Are there any female hobbits?
Yeah.
Never seen one.
There's female hobbits in the Lord of the Rings film, isn't there?
With big fucking hairy feet.
I mean, I feel you're being very judgmental here, Ollie. There's a whole race.
I don't think there's any. I just had that thought because we were talking about the elves, and I just wondered, like, would I fuck a hobbit? No, I wouldn't, because they've got big feet. And then I thought, actually, there are no female hobbits. But yeah, that's my bit.
Just because you couldn't get on board with Samwise and Frodo doesn't mean they're all gay, Ollie.
I don't think there's any female hobbits. I think they're all gay, which is fine.
How are they surviving then? They'd have a, like...
I reckon they're laid. This is the big hobbit.
In layer. Eggs?
Yeah.
Right.
They probably don't even fuck, you know. They're probably a bit like Smurfs.
Well, that was the wild thing about Smurfs, wasn't it? The Smurfs, there was only one female Smurf, which Gargamel made. He made it as like he made her as like a temptress to the Smurfs. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Oh my God.
So what he thought was, I'm going to give them a bit of fluff. They'll all basically fucking nail her. And then when that's going on, I can swoop in and scoop them all up for me pasty. Pasties are like a English pie.
The female Smurf, I can't remember the name of her. But she's basically
concubine.
No, who's the woman that slept with 1,000 people in a day?
Bonnie Blue.
Fuck! It's oh my God! She's even got fucking blue in the name.
This is the conspiracy you come here for. Ah,
she's a Smurf.
Smurfing around. She's been smurfed loads. She's taking 2,000 Smurfs up the wrong Smurf in a next Smurf.
I wonder if anybody else has realised that I mean, I just pulled that out of my ass. I didn't even think I was even going there, but the name's Blue.
Wow. It's funny. It's funny that when we talk about Bonnie Blue, you talk about pulling things out of your ass. Anyway, right. We'll be back later. See you later. Bye-bye.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.